Hey guys, it's Michelle here with another episode of My Cup of America. And today I am so excited to sit down and chat with Zoe Grant from the Pyxis company. And Zoe is going to share with us some really cool products that they make right here in the USA. So Zoe, thank you so much for taking time and sitting down and chatting with me.
Oh no, thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. It's always fun
Absolutely.
to talk about our products.
Yeah, so there's some really amazing products, and I'm sure they are in very high demand right now with the COVID. So why don't you tell me a little bit, first of all, what exactly is your product? And I think it's kind of probably obvious how it got started, but let's chat about that.
Yeah, so we manufacture at Pyxis the only recyclable face shields on the market. So traditional face shields, they're made in China or plastic, and ours are actually a sheeted paperboard with an antimicrobial coating on it, so they
Okay.
reject bacteria. Microbes can't grow on the surface because they're coated. And then it's a medical grade product. We sell them, mostly to hospitals, medical facilities, dental offices, airports. I believe we actually sell to the Orlando airport near you.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, they're a little bit of everywhere. And we kind of got into it. We make about 1 million shields per day in our Massachusetts facility.
A million shields a day.
Yep.
Wow, that is incredible. So
Yeah.
obviously, was this part of anything before COVID, or is this all developed from the pandemic?
So our parent company, we manufacture boxes in
Okay.
Massachusetts, mostly corrugated cardboard products. So we make pizza boxes, shipping boxes, boxes for like consumer products like candles and mugs, like
Nice.
that kind of thing. And one thing that we especially do that we're kind of known for is that we make bakery boxes.
Oh, really?
The bakery boxes that have the with the plastic window, like the window in to see the cookie or pie or whatever it's in it. We kind of specialize in that, and it's kind of a weird niche technology to make the lens into the box so that it doesn't fog when you put something warm in it.
Oh, now who would have thought?
Right? And then so that's the exact same technology that we use for our face shields.
Okay, very cool. So you said that I noticed on the website it's FDA approved and medically approved for hospitals or anything like that. So you a million a day. So how many do you ship a day? Are you shipping a million a day?
We don't ship quite 1 million a day. We ship more on a weekly basis. So we tend to ship, I mean, that's our max capacity, but we do make approximately 750,000 to 1 million shields per day. We are constantly shipping.
Yeah,
It's
I bet.
constant freight, you know, juggling act at Pyxis.
Yeah, I
Plus
bet.
with our
I mean,
other products.
I can't
Same
even
facility.
comprehend a million shields a day. That's just so what was it? Was it difficult to get FDA approval and the medical approval, or did that go pretty easy?
So it was pretty easy. The funny thing is that we really didn't have any intention of getting into face shields or medical devices or anything until we had a hospital in Boston approach us about needing face shields really urgently, like just about a year ago. They were starting to see, what was happening in Asia and what was happening in Italy. And they were like, we need to be prepared for this.
Yeah.
So just about a year ago, we were approached by a large research hospital in Massachusetts that was like, well, we're seeing big backlogs. We're seeing shipping delays from Asia on products like this. Can you make these? And we are like, well, sure, we'll figure it
Yeah.
out. So we partnered up with the very smart engineers at MIT, and developed our first shield, which basically was a bakery box that you wore on your head. And then now they've evolved, to be I mean, not totally different, but they're sleeker, they're, more functional than the first ones that we made.
Oh
But
yeah, absolutely. Like on the website, I was looking at them and they're awesome looking. I mean, they're really sharp, they're crisp, like you said. The shield, I think that I've seen a lot of them where, they get foggy on
yeah,
people. That's a problem. And I can't imagine people working in a hospital, especially, like in an emergency room, trying to go through those, the fog of the shield. So that's really super cool that you guys have got that nailed down, that it doesn't do that.
It's very cool. And the other great thing about it is that for every million that we produce, we say that every million, I should say, that are sold, we save 86,000 pounds of plastic from entering the ecosystem versus consumers buying, the plastic ones. So we save, the environmental impact is huge because everything that we do is sustainably sourced.
Yeah.
And we have actually the largest solar array in the Northeast for heavy machinery manufacturing.
Oh, so explain that. Talk to us about that.
Campus.
So talk to us about that. Explain that. What is that?
Yeah, so we have 100% carbon neutral campus. We have about 150,000 square feet of manufacturing in Lawrence, Massachusetts. And so we have solar panels on our roof that, generate all pretty much of our electrical need, which, as you can imagine, is pretty significant because we operate 3 shifts per day. So we're almost never closed.
Right.
And we operate, heavy machinery across 3 different floors of manufacturing.
Wow.
Plus offices. So it's a pretty hefty, setup that we have, but we're very proud to be carbon neutral. So we generate, an equal amount of carbon that we put into the world, like that we save an equal amount of carbon that we generate.
That's amazing. So with you guys expanding like this and happening so quickly, how much has your workforce, how many more people have you had to employ to meet the demands of this product?
Yeah, so we have about 150 people per shift in manufacturing. And we really have just retooled a little bit. We got creative in that we operate these lines every day, 7 days a week, not quite 24/7, but close to 24/7, excluding holidays. We do give every holiday off. But we do, because there's been less product, people are buying less things in other categories just because of the economic downturn.
Right.
We're seeing fewer boxes need to be shipped in, consumer goods. We're seeing way more that we make for like, shipping goods that go into boxes. But so we're just able to shift our lines over and, keep the same machinery and keep the same kind of setup that we've always had, which has been great.
So not only are you making things better for the environment, but you've created 450 jobs to employ people through this pandemic. And I'm sure many of those probably were ones that lost their jobs from the fallout.
We're very proud of that. So one thing that I'm most proud of that we've done, besides our donation program, which I'll get into in a second, is that we didn't lay a single worker off at the beginning of the pandemic as we were ramping up our sales efforts with face shields.
That's awesome.
So we didn't have to lay any one person off, and we're able to provide paid leave if there were people who were uncomfortable coming into the factory. And
that is fantastic.
When there was a large surge in Boston, we gave the option for anyone who's immunocompromised or elderly or expecting or, lived with someone or as a caretaker for someone who was immunocompromised. We gave them the option to take paid leave. Wow,
that's fantastic. That's definitely a good way to treat your employees. So that's something to definitely be proud of. And now you were saying that you do another program?
Yes. So we have a pretty robust donation program where we donate 1 shield for every shield sold.
No kidding. So wow. That is really an amazing company philosophy.
Yeah. So we've partnered with organizations like the Boston EMTs, homeless shelters, soup kitchens, local YMCAs. We've donated a lot to the daycare programs at our local YMCAs in the Lawrence, Methuen area. Kind of the North Shore-ish area of Boston. So we've donated, I don't even know anymore, a few million face shields.
Yeah. If you're making $1 million a day, I can't imagine.
Yeah. There are some, we have programs for schools where we sell a discount for schools and for nonprofit organizations. So that, is outside of our donation program. But anytime that they're bought at full price, we do a 1-for-1 donation. And we've donated, we like to think we made a pretty big difference within, soup kitchens and shelters in
Oh,
our area.
absolutely. Absolutely. Because, those places are just, such high risk,
Exactly.
to begin with, and that is just absolutely so admirable. And I mean, kudos to your company for doing that. Another thing that I noticed is that you do customized shields. So
Yeah,
you do branding.
we do branding. So my background before I joined Pyxis is in advertising. I used to work at an advertising agency. And so branding is kind of, what I really enjoy doing. I enjoy sales a lot too, but the branding is a fun thing for me. So we do branding. We've done branding for casinos, for hotel groups, for nonprofits. We've done branding for all sorts of different organizations, and we've done really fun ones for kids because we make a child-sized face shield.
Oh, perfect.
Ones that we've made tie-dye, we've made like cartoon characters, we've made hearts and stars.
That is super cool. That would be good, like for a children's hospital.
Exactly.
To
Yep, we work
have
really closely at Boston Children's.
that is super cool. That is, and with little ones, it's hard, for them to keep something like that on. But if they look cool,
If it's
then
fun, yeah,
yeah,
there's so much anxiety and everything surrounding just everything right now.
right. So do you
All
guys
that,
keep
if we could make it a little bit more fun and a little bit less scary, for even a few kids out there.
right? Oh, 100%. Yeah,
Might help.
absolutely. Yeah, you betcha. So Zoe, can anybody purchase from you? Like if I just wanted one shield, can I do that, or do you have to do it in lots, or how does that work?
Yes, so I'd be happy to offer a program for all your podcast, listeners where
Oh,
I can
awesome.
go and we can arrange a shipping program. Typically, so we do bulk orders more just because of shipping, but I'd be
Right.
more than happy to offer a coupon code.
Okay, yeah, that's awesome. You can send me that, and we'll be sure to add that to the podcast and the
Absolutely.
video and all that stuff. That's super. Wow, what a go give company. I mean, that is just amazing. You know, talking to these Made in America companies the last 2 or 3 weeks, it just warms my heart to see the love and the passion that people have for not only what they're doing, but the community around them.
Oh, absolutely.
You
Absolutely. I
know,
mean, it's great. Through, every day, there's such a disjointed system in which people are able to buy these items
right.
of all sorts, masks, face shields, gloves, all of these things. And a lot of it's happening on the internet.
Oh
Through
yeah.
WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger. We've made sales of over 1 million units via Facebook Messenger.
Isn't it crazy? Yeah, I mean the digital
Crazy.
world. Yeah, I mean that's what I do. My full-time job is I have a digital marketing company, and just the things that we can do like with bots and
Oh,
through
it's crazy.
Messenger and email marketing and YouTube video advertisements and all that kind of stuff. It's just, yeah, a lot of sales are coming through all
It's
this digital.
it's wild because I've never seen anything like it. And but the other great thing about it is I've joined so many different communities of people who are buying, people who are looking to sell items, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of dishonesty within the
Mhm.
industry. I would say probably more than other industries, but also I've gotten to meet so many great people who are making things in the US. Just today I had a conversation with a man who's his company makes 8 million three-ply masks a month in New York, just outside of Long Island.
Wow.
And they provide them to, hospitals and industrial companies and just everywhere. And I was like, this is so great to have less reliance on China if we can be making
Oh, yeah.
so much of this, at home.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's being, self-sufficient as a country,
Absolutely.
but too, I have a serious trust issue, so it's like what exactly is coming
Absolutely.
in? What
Absolutely. In terms of disinfectants, which is our other, my other I don't want to say pet projects. It's a whole company with, a staff and an office and,
Right.
real product and everything. But one of our competitors was a made in China product called Disinfects. I probably shouldn't name them in TV.
That's
Um,
okay. We can chop that out a little bit.
okay. It's a made in China product, and it was available in several large big box stores nationwide, and it was just recalled. 15 million units of it were just recalled for being unsafe,
Yeah.
having false marketing claims on it. And I was like, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, it is. It is crazy the things that, I think that this whole pandemic has really opened a lot of people's eyes to
Absolutely.
a lot of things, that's happened, and how easy it is for this junk crap to come into our country.
Absolutely.
And people just a lot of it's just, they just don't know any better. I mean, you don't know what you don't know, but hopefully a lot of people are stopping and thinking, wait a second, I need to buy American, one, to support my country. We
Absolutely.
should, there's no reason why we should have to buy any of this stuff offshore. I mean, there's just absolutely
I fully agree with you.
zero reason from that, and it just, I think that, we become complacent.
That's
We
very
want things
true.
that are readily available. We want something that click to order, and that's like I tell my clients and stuff, you got to make the process simple. See it, buy it, check out, goodbye.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the biggest moment for me that I think is one of those things that will stick with me for a long time is that, you know, I knew that there were shortages of things, and I knew that happened in other places. I've traveled a fair amount, and I like to think I have a pretty decent understanding of the world around me. But the first time that I went to the grocery store and I was unable to get items, and I was like, I had to stand in line to enter the store, and then there were shortages. And
Yeah.
still, actually, my local grocery store just down the street, people are limited to buying one cleaning product and one
Yeah.
thing of baby wipes. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, it was, I mean,
Crazy.
it's just ridiculous. And still now, if you go into Target, you can get one package of toilet paper.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, it's crazy. And especially with gloves,
Yeah.
it's a difficult item to make in America just because of the raw materials. Nitrile is typically what medical gloves are made of now.
Uh-huh.
And typically that comes from Malaysia, the raw material.
Okay.
And so it's a struggle it's hard to be cost effective moving the raw materials by ship and then making it, having technology make it, the people to make
Right.
it, the infrastructure make it, all that stuff. But the first day that really hit me that what I do at Pyxis is important, because we developed such a great reputation for delivering an actual product on time.
Right.
That our customers were like, well, can you find us gloves? Can you find us masks? Can you find us hand sanitizer? Wipes, sprays, just all sorts of other products.
Yeah.
And, I never had the heart to tell anyone no,
It's
which
hard to
makes
do,
life
isn't
a
it?
lot harder. But I've met
Yeah.
so many great people that way. But the first thing that I realized that what we do is really important was, I think it was probably May or June. I was watching the evening news on NBC, and they had a story on about how hospitals in Florida were washing gloves
Oh, really?
and like line drying them. That's still happening today. One of my
Wow.
largest buyers has actually been calling me sourcing gloves for Florida hospitals.
Yeah.
And I'm
It's,
like, I'm nobody.
yeah. So
No.
like your masks, since they're recyclable and all that, but can they be like reworn? So if a nurse is wearing them today, how long does that product last before it has to be thrown away?
So it really depends in what setting it's being worn. So even with so-called, with not so-called, yikes, bleep that out. Sorry, editing's gonna be tough on this one.
That's okay. No, you're good.
With the plastic ones that are reportedly rewearable, they're really not, because the foam, it's impossible to get the foam clean again.
Okay.
So ours have an air cushion that's just folded down, as the person who's going to wear it puts the straps around their head, and it fits their head and the top flips down. So it creates
Okay.
a barrier between the forehead and the shield, which is, really, it's simpler. People don't break out with them like they do the foam ones because you have
Okay.
an irritant in the foam.
Right.
It's not present in these, but even with those, they're not really ever rewearable. So ours, we recommend, for you or I who don't presumably work in a high risk setting, that they can be wiped down or sprayed in infinite amount of times.
Oh, nice.
Um, we typically sell these in packs of 5 for, consumer usage. And, at that point, the consumer who's buying 5 of them is going to have 5 for a while because they can
Right.
wear them. They can wear it to the grocery store and then take it off, spray it down, or just let it sit for 48 hours, which is the maximum time that an antimicrobial could surface will have any risk of, virus or bacteria on it.
Right.
But in like a high risk setting, like a hospital, we do recommend that they are disposed of.
Yeah. Yeah. You think about, just like you said, how many pounds are you saving of?
86,000 pounds of plastic for every million sold.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
huge.
And
That's huge.
also, we reduce our costs greatly versus, our competitors' products because we make our own shipping materials. The boxes that we ship in, we make in-house.
Perfect.
And we package them 350 per like big cases when you buy in bulk. Versus
Right.
like 50. So just by efficient packing, we save about 50% in freight costs
Oh,
to
yeah.
hospitals, to retail, to, variety of people.
Yeah, definitely. That's awesome. That is so cool. So Zoe, where can people find you? They're listening to this and they want your product. How can they get in touch with you?
Yes. So we do have a website, and it's pyxisppe.com. That's
Okay.
pyxisppe.com. And I can be contacted via email or via phone from there if there's any questions at all on it. And I have a code that I'll give you for all of your listeners. And if they email me using the code, they can place an order.
Oh, that's awesome. That's super cool. So yeah, we'll definitely when we're done here, I'll get that from you and in your email and everything. We'll make sure that
Yeah,
we put that in the links and your website and everything will be on this video as well as in the links for the podcast. So Zoe, I like to always end my interviews with this one question, and it's what is your favorite inspirational quote that just keeps you inspired every day?
It's going to sound pretty cliched, but I'm a big Disney fan. I'm going to say just keep swimming.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's great. Well, you're a Disney
That's
fan.
my
You have to come down and
go-to.
visit.
That's
And really that's all you can do is you can just keep going. Just keep on keeping on.
yeah, we've faced some obstacles, but creating kind of our own. This isn't a market that existed 15 months ago
No,
in
not at
any
all.
real way. So
No.
we built our client base from the ground up, and there are lots of days and weeks where I was like, oh my God, what are we doing?
Yeah.
But, just keep swimming, and it's all worked out. It's all, with hard work and really good people around us. It's just keep swimming has really served us well.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think such a good point. Just make sure you have the right people around you.
Critical.
Yeah. It's kind of, I was listening to a podcast and no, actually it was one of the ladies that I interviewed, and she says, when you're building a business, you dream of the people you want around you, the type of employees and stuff, but oftentimes you can't afford that. But she said, budget for those people because they will come. I think that's something, that a lot of people, kind of forget, like, oh, well, I wish I had. It's okay. Budget for them because they will come. Just stay with it. Stay with it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just stay the course and, do the right thing, and everything will fall into place.
Yep. It comes back to, trust the process. That's the,
Absolutely.
Trust the process. So Zoe, thank you so much. And like I said, I'm going to grab that information from you so we can make sure we have it. And it has been so cool talking to you and learning more about this amazing product. And I'm sure a lot of our listeners are going to be super excited to hear about this and just what an amazing philosophy your company has on giving back. And that is so huge. So you guys make sure that you click her links. Check out that code that she's going to offer all of our listeners. And by all means, check out her website and get in touch with her. So Zoe, thank you so much. And we'll chat soon.
Yes, thank you for having me.
You're welcome.